What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for today I wanted to share some gameplay with you guys using Squirrel Girl, a character that doesn't get a lot of love from the majority of the player base, myself included, because her DPS is truly not that good, and overall her survivability is just decent at best. So overall she's just going to be a mediocre character no matter how well you build her. So for me personally, I pretty much never use the character outside of Alliance Conquest, but for today I wanted to show you guys how she performs in a few different game modes for any of you Squirrel Girl fans out there. So for any of you guys who are like me and you like TIPPYTOE, hopefully this will help you guys out. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the build, guys, and then we can jump right into some gameplay. I know the majority of you guys don't care for these low tier characters when I use them, but from time to time I like to mix things up and show you guys that, hey, even though these characters are low tier, there's still stuff in the game that some of them are able to do. So not all of them, just because they're low tier, are completely unusable, and Squirrel Girl is one of those. She actually has decent survivability. I don't play her pretty often, so I'm really sloppy with her. So for any of you guys who are thinking this is the best you can get out of the character, it's probably not. Keep in mind, I am the legendary Scrub Lord, so you guys can always do better. As you can see, she's only 26,000 in the world, and this is what her build currently looks like. She has 119 for attack speed, 52% for critical rate, 148 for critical damage, which is very low. We have 50% for ignore defense and 50% for reduced cooldown duration. As for the gears, everything is at 20, which is standard these days for my characters at least, and as you guys can see, I have skill cooldown rolls on the last slot. When it comes to her skills and the skill rotation, personally I just stick to the 5, the 2, and the 1 because those skills have iframes on them, and everything else I just sprinkle in if I feel the need to. The 3 is pretty good in a one-on-one situation, something like Shadowland, but outside of that I generally never use it. The 5, the 1, and the 2 are pretty much the bread and butter of her kit. To be honest, the summon TIPPYTOE is legit. Like, I love TIPPYTOE, I love the bow, I love TIPPYTOE. TIPPYTOE is like one of my best friends. I'm just playing, but yeah, I love TIPPYTOE. TIPPYTOE is actually pretty useful, and you want to keep her up pretty much all the time. Okay, as you guys can see, she has 130% of Squirrel Girl stats, which are not really that good because Squirrel Girl doesn't have the highest attack power. Okay, as for her ISO set, I have Power for Angry Hulk. Not sure if this is the best for her, but I will definitely tell you, go with something offensive for the ISO set because her DPS is really not that high based on my testing. For her Obelisk, I have something that I just slapped on her last minute. As you guys can see, ignore defense, dodge, and invincibility. I think you want to go with something similar to this, especially with the invincibility, if you want to make her extremely annoying to deal with in Alliance Conquest, because in Alliance Conquest she tends to favor her 2 and her 1, which are iframes, and she will just spam them back to back and actually draw out the fight and make it damn near impossible to kill her, especially if you have invincibility on her Obelisk. She actually has a really good 4-star passive, as you guys can see, 25% increase the damage when she's up against the universal characters. Okay, her tier 2 passive, to be honest, is mediocre at best, which is why I would pretty much never tier 2 her. Her leadership is also garbage, but at tier 1 she's better than, I would say, the bottom tier speed characters that currently sit in her class. Okay, as for her uniform, personally I don't think it's worth buying. While it will give her a little bit better DPS because it has a decent uniform bonus, and it also gives her a stun, which will give her 2 stuns, which is pretty decent for CC, and that way when you're not in iframes you can keep the enemy stunned, and it will make her a little bit better for something like Shadowland. Overall, it's not doing enough for the character to justify the cost of the uniform. Even though it's only $750, there's lots of other uniforms that are completely superior to this uniform in every way. So for me, I wouldn't even bother with it, but if you guys love the character and you want to get more out of her, it's not a terrible purchase. That's just my opinion though. Alright, with that said, let's actually jump into one of these world boss rifts right here and see just how well she does here. Because she doesn't have the greatest DPS, I'm going to give her a couple ignore dodge strikers. That way I don't keep you guys here forever. I'll just give her 3 and that's all she'll need. Alright, Corvus. Let's do this. Get him, TIPPYTOE. We're gonna let TIPPYTOE do all the handling here. Yeah, TIPPYTOE. Get him, TIPPYTOE. Okay, we need to move. Yeah, I saw that fire coming. Get him, TIPPYTOE. Hopefully I don't drop in the fire. The fire and the flames. Get him, TIPPYTOE. My bestie. My BFF. Yeah, TIPPYTOE can take a beating, man. Like, she's a legend. She's just up in this man's face, and by the time he's about to kill her, I just recall her, resummon her. Woo! This guy almost hit me with that. Yeah, you better run. Bite him, TIPPYTOE! No. Chill. I'm gonna have to call in TIPPYTOE again. Get him! Get him, TIPPYTOE! Did he just finally kill her with that 2 skill? TIPPYTOE's a legend. Ooh. Ran up on Proxima there, and she made me feel it. She's running. She doesn't want it. TIPPYTOE! Oh, no. Oh. Ooh, she's sniping me. Goddamn. Bite her, TIPPYTOE. Bite her. Pull her hair. Does she even have? Oh yeah, she does. Get her, TIPPYTOE. Me and my bestie. We might not have needed the freaking ignore dodge strikers here, you know. I feel like it would have probably taken the whole time, but we probably could have done it with Squirrel Girl. As you guys can see, I'm not the best at using her, but she definitely has what it takes to get the job done, especially when I call out my BFF, TIPPYTOE. Let's get out of here and test her out a little bit more, guys. So we're gonna jump into World Boss mode right here, and we'll put her up against Cable, and we won't use any strikers here or anything like that. We'll use the same team though. Let's see how well she does. This guy ran into his cutscene to power up. You bastard. Yeah, I know she doesn't have any kind of DPS to crack that shield, so I'm not gonna risk taking too much damage. I'll just let TIPPYTOE pull aggro and take some of the damage for me. Sorry, TIPPYTOE. Woo, chill. Damn, he about to kill TIPPYTOE. This man's running her down like, can you chill, bro? Let TIPPYTOE live. Squirrel lives matter. Okay, I'm talking all that shit right now, guys. Damn, this guy about to power up again. This is gonna be annoying. Woo. I'm gonna stay away from there because I'm not trying to take too much damage. Even though I have the invincibility, I'd rather have it and not need it. Choo. Yep. That invincibility saved my ass. Damn, he killed TIPPYTOE already? Woo. This guy about to kill me. TIPPYTOE, I need you. Guy's in an iframe again. Oh, god damn, I wasn't even looking at the clock, boys. I got so focused in trying to keep her alive that I didn't even see that we're freaking running out of time. But there you guys have it, man. DPS is not her specialty. But like I said, if you need someone to stay alive in Alliance Conquest, she's most definitely good enough for that. As you guys can see, she was definitely good enough to get a world boss solo done. Wasn't a very good clear time by any means, but she's not completely useless. Keep in mind, this is me with literally zero practice using the character and a very crappy build. But that is all for this one, guys. Like always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, and I'm gone. Surprise ending for any of you guys who actually make it to the end of these videos, man. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the MVP. We're actually going to put her in Shadowland, and I'm going to show you guys how she does. For any of you guys who are looking for more characters that can solo, it's not the prettiest of solos. Electra is pretty annoying here with the bleed damage, but TIPPYTOE does a good job of locking down at least one of them for me. And same rotation, But when you bring this down to a one-on-one, if you can sprinkle in the 3 skill, and that will actually be pretty useful to you, because it has a little bit of crowd control where it'll grab them with the tail and spin them around. Just gonna stay away from Electra because the bleed damage is pretty nasty. Ideally, you wanna keep TIPPYTOE on Electra for that type advantage, and you wanna stay on White Tiger, just so she doesn't get off any of her skills, because she'll deal a ton of damage to Squirrel Girl because she has a type advantage against you. Yep, there you guys have it, man. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't pretty. She used up a good amount of time here, but she was able to get it done. And that's all for this one, guys. Peace.